Elon Musk, a leading entrepreneur, Tesla and SpaceX CEO, founder of the Boring Company, co-founder of Neuralink and OpenAI, is thinking of adding a new company to his list. If he's trolling, then it's something different, right? Luckily for you, Fortune Fastlaner, in this video we will be talking about Elon Musk and his plan on taking on a new venture. Is he going to invest and build a new Twitter? Find it out here by watching this video. Remember that while the first step is completing any of these amazing courses, the second and possibly more important step is taking action, even if it's imperfect action. Elon Musk said in a series of tweets that he is unhappy with how democratic Twitter is and suggests that changes are needed. Elon Musk asked his friends on Twitter. He said that he wants to know whether people think that Twitter exercises a strong commitment to the principle of free speech as essential to democracy. He also added that people should vote carefully, as the consequences will be important for the platform, including the public conversation it enables. When Musk takes a Twitter poll, it is very serious. For example, just remember the time when he polled his followers about selling 10% of his Tesla stock. Elon Musk tweeted that Twitter might not be abiding by the principle of free speech. The public agrees, with most respondents claiming no to Musk's question that Twitter vigorously adheres to free speech. He suggested a new platform might be needed. What should be the response to the fact that Twitter and other social media are both public town squares and commitments to free speech? When asked about if he would build a social media platform that was open source and free of propaganda, Elon Musk responded to a Twitter user asking him if he would consider building an open source algorithm with free speech as the top priority. Musk replied that he's giving the idea a serious thought. Other people suggested that Elon Musk should just buy Twitter. Again, he didn't seem to outright reject the idea and joked about how cool it would be if he did buy them and change their logo to that of a cryptocurrency called Dogecoin. As far as we know, Twitter has never censored Elon Musk, though he did get in trouble a couple of times, including when he was tweeting about taking Tesla public with no proof. Twitter has repeatedly censored comments and banned high-profile users. Most recently, they did this to Donald Trump, who had expressed the opinion that some of the people in the Capitol during riots are instigating violence. Trump responded to these claims by starting a social media platform of his own, which isn't off to a great start. Elon Musk is either not serious or is serious, and it's out of his usual area of interest. Elon Musk has been successful before with software companies as CEO, such as PayPal. There are many ideas surrounding social media and its use. One such idea is to have it decentralized, immune to censorship, and free of advertising. However, this isn't a new idea, and there are other projects that claim to be decentralized but have not achieved a large user base. And yes, we just included the last 5 sentences if Elon Musk has not yet bought Twitter, because we're all shocked when we heard today's news. Newsflash: Elon Musk buys nearly 10% in Twitter. Although we all saw it coming and we were sure how serious he was, it was still shocking to hear this, right? Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, invested $3 billion in Twitter. He now owns 10% of the company. He may be the richest man in the world, however, he doesn't have many investments. Most billionaires have assets linked to one company, like Jeff Bezos at Amazon and Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook. One can also diversify their portfolio of stocks, with at least a few $billion in value. Elon Musk has always only owned Tesla's public stocks and has not had any private investments. He only invests in ventures he is a part of, such as SpaceX and the Boring Company. In the past, he has been known for his relatively smaller investments in startups such as DeepMind, but now investing is a larger part of his business. Twitter has disclosed that an investor has now acquired 5% of its outstanding shares, in compliance with SEC rules. And again, the investor is none other than Elon Musk. Musk bought 73 million shares of Twitter, which are worth $2.9 billion as of Friday's close, or approximately 9.2% of the company, making him the company's largest shareholder. Jack Dorsey, who owns less than half the shares of Twitter, is also marketed and illustrated as a profitable leader. Even more shares are sold than the Vanguard Group, which is an institutional company. This filing sent Twitter's stock price surging 25% in pre-market trading. The purpose of Musk's purchase is not disclosed, but he has been a critic of Twitter policies and said he was considering creating a new social media platform. Last month, he said that he was giving the idea thought. He seems interested in maybe creating a social media platform. However, now it appears that he will only change things from the inside since he talks about his intentions. When an investor buys 5% or more of a company's shares, they must disclose the purchase in filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission. When looking at less than 10% ownership in a company as passive, it could signal an effort by Musk. This is one of the factors prompting other investors to buy shares and drive up the price early Monday. Tech analyst Dan Ives said that he believes Dorsey intends to go active and force change at Twitter. This appears to be a warning shot across the bow of Twitter's board and management team. Even if Musk doesn't try to change the way Twitter operates, his large purchase could prompt some other investors to take a stake in the company. This may come as a result of his desire to help it avoid being bought by another company. I've said that Musk shouldn't try to start a new platform when it probably won't be successful. Changing practices at Twitter will likely be more successful. Twitter did not have an immediate response to a request for comment on Musk's implication. Elon Musk is one of the most popular tweeters worldwide. With over 80 million followers, Musk tweets frequently and uses this platform as his main method of communicating with the public. Tesla's CEO tweeted that he planned to take Tesla private at $420 per share and that he had secured funding for the purchase. It became clear after the tweet was sent that he didn't have any sources of funding at the time and was just discussing it. As Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, his fortune is dependent on the success of those companies. Although he put most of his fortune into them, he had been in debt after borrowing against Tesla stock. Elon Musk settled a lawsuit on Wednesday by giving up his role as chairman of Tesla, although he remains its CEO. He paid a $20 million fine along with his company. Tesla paid a $20 million fine, and Musk is buying an additional $40 million in Tesla stock. We believe Musk still had a few $billion left in cash after last year's Tesla transaction. 10% of his stake was sold to cover taxes, and the transaction also resulted in some charitable donations. It's likely that he used that money to invest in Twitter. Elon Musk agreed to have any potential tweets about the company reviewed by any other executives and been banned from Twitter in the past. Currently, the SEC is questioning if he's been following this agreement, and they are fighting in court. Elon Musk currently holds almost a 10% stake in the company, so he could be pushing for a board seat and become influential within the company. Meanwhile, Twitter founder Jack Dorsey stepped down as CEO last November with a swift move, vaguely saying it was for personal reasons. Before he left, he was succeeded by Parag Agrawal, who had been the company's chief technology officer. Elon Musk has been providing Dorsey with support after he was criticized from the shareholders. A few days ago, when Agrawal was announced as Twitter's CEO, Musk responded to a tweet that suggested other high-ranked tech companies, such as Google, Microsoft, Adobe, IBM, Palo Alto Networks, and Twitter are all run by executives who grew up in India. The USA benefits greatly from Indian talent, commented Musk in his own tweet. But then he tweeted a meme equating Agrawal to Russia's former leader Joseph Stalin and Twitter CEO Dorsey as a former advisor to the dictator who was later arrested by Stalin. After Agrawal was appointed, Elon Musk has declared that he is not satisfied with the appointment and may have plans to make changes. This leaves a lot of uncertainty among Agrawal and the company, as Musk is the company's largest shareholder. Unlike Musk, who can afford to take risks with his investments in Tesla because he owns so many shares, Dorsey has no control over Twitter because he owns such a small percentage of the company. Musk doesn't need to become the CEO of Twitter for him to be able to persuade them to change, I've said. It's not clear what changes he would like to see there. More than 70% of those polled don't feel that Twitter adheres to the principle of speech, and 83% of respondents would like to see Twitter algorithms open sourced. Musk might be suggesting to take Twitter in a different direction from that of traditional activist investors, who typically invest in companies and try to increase stock prices. As we all know, activists have targeted Twitter in the past. Twitter has faced activist investors before. In 2020, Elliott management pushed for changes at the platform, such as ousting Jack Dorsey or demanding he give up his CEO role at Square in order to best serve Twitter. Dorsey survived that challenge but ultimately left Twitter more than a year later. Social media networks like Twitter have been criticized by both liberals and conservatives. Some people criticize Twitter for not doing enough to combat the spread of misinformation about COVID-19 and potential election fraud. Others criticize Twitter for censoring opinions, such as banning former President Donald Trump from social media. Twitter, with a market value of $31.5 billion, is a fraction of the size that companies such as Tesla and Meta are worth. Since February 2021, Twitter's stock value have decreased by more than 50% because of attempts to curtail misleading content around the new U.S. elections. According to Ives, Musk probably couldn't buy Twitter on his own. He has a lot of wealth tied up in other companies, which leaves him unable to personify an investment as large as this. That being said, he is the world's richest person, with an estimated net worth of $288 billion according to Forbes. Musk needs to partner with private equity. Without doing this, he wouldn't be able to do the project on his own. And what do you think about this video, Fortune Fastlaner? Let us know your thoughts about Musk having 10% of Twitter shares. What do you think would be the changes he will make now that he has the largest share of Twitter? Will we have a social media platform that is open source and free of propaganda? We will be waiting for your comments below. That's it for this video, Fortune Fastlaner. Remember to subscribe to our channel. And if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon.